What's going on, y'all? Now, right here, this is a question I have for people out here. Now, with a lot of us out here working, some of us, or let's just say a lot of us work for someone. Whether it's a big company, a small company, a local company, whatever. Now, when you're working and you're applying for a job and you go and you get the job and you finally get there, one thing that I realize with people nowadays, they complain about their job. Now, when I say complain about their job, is so many different angles I can go when it comes down to complaining about a job and what you have to do at a job. Now, some people will complain and say they're working too hard or they have to do too much work or they get hired at a job. Let's say, for instance, I'll just do a very use myself as an example. I work for a retail company. And when you're hired for retail companies, yes, you could be hired in a certain position. But sometimes when you work in these retail companies or when you work for companies, you could be short staffed or you could be short employees on a particular day where it may be busy or you need to cover another area. Now, one thing that I've learned with a lot of people, oh, they'll say, that's not my job. That's not what I'm supposed to do. But what you do not understand is when you're hired for these companies, yes, you could be hired for, let's say, a cashier, but maybe it's 10 cashiers here today and we don't need 10 cashiers. We only need 5. So you're going to be put in another spot, maybe do returns or maybe put stuff on the shelf, stock the shelf, or whatever it calls for. That is not going to be something crazy and have you like go outside and pick up all the leaves off the ground, like some crazy stuff like that. But you're going to do something pertaining to the store that's going to benefit and keep the business going the right way for that day. Now, people will complain about, oh, that's not my job title. That's not what I'm supposed to do. Or I'm not going to work that hard. Or I'm not going to do that because you do that. And people don't understand that these jobs, a lot of times certain things are time based. So if something supposed to be done in 10 minutes, that's what they're expecting. Now, you can get some leeway and say 15 minutes or maybe 20 minutes, depending on what's going on. But you're not going to be able to take a 15-minute job and try to turn it into 2 hours. And that's what I learned with a lot of people. People try to stretch jobs out and they want to make it do, you want to make themselves do as less in order to get their day going or go through their day. Do less and expect for the employer to actually respect that you're doing that. You're doing less because you want to do less and thinking that you're going to get paid for 8 hours when something that you're supposed to do, if you get like 5 tasks and those 5 tasks only supposed to take 2 hours, but you take them 5 tasks and turn it to 8 hours, that's not benefiting the company. Yes, it's benefiting you because you're taking your time and you're doing it at a pace that's not going to be good for the company. And it's probably not a good pace for you, but you just want to put yourself in that pace. And that's one thing that a lot of people have to understand when they come work for the company. You can't just sit up here and just think that, oh, I'm going to do it at my pace or I'm going to do it at a slower pace so I can take this 2-hour task and turn it into an 8-hour task. Now, a lot of things that people always say to me that, like, I'm a supervisor, I'm a manager, and I do entrepreneurial stuff outside of my job. And what people always ask me all the time, would you hire me if your company becomes big? And a lot of times I tell people no. And the reason why I say no is because of what I just explained to y'all. When I go home and I have to create and I have to make a sale, or I want to make sure that I can make decent amount of money, per day, per week, per month, per year with my side business, my side hustles, I have to put a lot of time and I have to put a lot of energy into it. It's times where I don't go to sleep until 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning, and I got to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning so I can be at my job at 5. So I tell people, no, I wouldn't. And they ask me why. They'd be like, oh, that's cold that you would say something like that. Why would you say that? Reason why because you have to understand, if I'm running a business, this is my passion. This is something that I love to do. This is something that if I wasn't getting paid for, I'll be doing it for free. I have done, like, I'm an artist. I do paint. I do draw. I'm a creative person. I think a lot. And I've given away a lot of my artwork, 10 years ago. I gave away a lot of artworks, whether it was just simple sketches, quick sketches, nice, decent drawings, paintings, clocks. I have just given away to people just to give it away, And I tell people, you have to have a certain mindset and a certain work ethic in order to be around me and work with me. If I was able to have my business to the point where I'm able to hire people and pay them weekly, bi-weekly or monthly or whatever it may be, you have to have that work ethic. And if you come into one of the largest companies in the world, like, okay, I work for Walmart, if you come into here and work for the largest companies in the world and you're working and you're slacking off, and I'm your supervisor, or someone that's one of your supervisors, and I see it, why would I want to hire you to work for my company knowing that you're going to do the same thing you do for a big corporation? You're going to do the same thing to me. So that's the main reason why I say what I say. You have to work accordingly every single time, because you're going to be judged off of that. And you working and slacking off or just doing it just to maintain a pace that is not going to be right. It's not going to be something good for the company, and that you're not moving, quick enough. I'm not going to put myself in a position to be sitting up here hiring somebody knowing that I can do the job quicker than you. But if I'm hiring you, I'm just hiring you because you know me and you know that I have a business. So I would never put myself in that situation of hiring somebody knowing that their work ethic would not match what I need for my particular business. So this was just, a random talk, because I want to talk about this a while ago, because this was actually brought up a while ago, but I never actually talked about it the way I'm talking about it right now. But I want to get y'all opinions about what I just talked about. Leave them down in your comments. Like, subscribe, comment. Peace.